Ladies and gentlemen, today we have a pretty interesting video to get into. We have a crazy update about the PlayStation 5 30th Anniversary Collection, and I don't even know what the hell's going on anymore at this point. And we also have some very interesting Nintendo updates. One about the future of Nintendo, and another one is a Switch 2 leak that I think confirms backwards compatibility. So let's go and get right into the video. So first, I have one question for Nintendo. What's really going on here? That's right, we're all watching very closely. I'm still expecting a Switch 2 reveal in the next week or two. So before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe, it would truly mean the world to me. And let's go ahead and get right into this video. So the PlayStation 5 30th Anniversary Bundle. I think it's a bundle, I'm pretty sure. Regardless, they showed this off and it looks really cool. It mimics the PlayStation 1. And I think it's a beautiful console, a beautiful bundle. All the accessories look great. The only problem with this is it's a limited bundle. And I mean, when something is like an anniversary collection, I think it should be limited. How limited this bundle is though doesn't really make sense. I think there's only like 12,000 PlayStation 5 Pro bundles. I'm not really sure the numbers on the other products, but only 12,000? Are you serious? I think they set up an actual queue so you had to get in line to be able to get the pre-order, but I'm sure bots got everything. And when bots get it, real gamers are the people who are left out. And the only way these real gamers are able to obtain these products is through scalpers. I could be wrong, but I think the bundle retails for $1,000. It seems a little high, but I actually think that's a fair price for all the stuff you're getting. Well, ladies and gentlemen, these bundles have already hit eBay and the prices are astronomical. First, before we check out the actual prices, how expensive do you think these bundles are going to be? We'll pretend it's a game show like Let's Make a Deal. Let's remember this retailed for $1,000. If we follow the same trajectory, I think that the PS5 scalpers went with. PS5 retailed for $500. They were scalped for $1,000. So let's say this retails for $1,000. Maybe the scalpers are selling it for $2,000, you know, double the price? Yeah, it's actually nowhere close to that. Ladies and gentlemen, PlayStation 5 Pro Bundle 30th Anniversary Limited Edition, $4,444. I'm ashamed to even be looking at this. This is crazy. Oh, and on top of that, you have $90 shipping, you know, in case $4,444 was not enough. One other person has this in their cart. What a dumbass. But this was just one post. Right here, $4,000, 610 viewed in the last 24 hours. I mean, you're saving $444 on this one. As you can see, there's a bunch right here. Some of them just selling the consoles only, $1,500, $1,100. We have another posting here, $4,498. And you have to remember, these people don't even have the product yet. They're just saying order is confirmed. They got the pre-order. So yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Oh, and this one has $134 shipping. And yet another one, $4,300. One person is watching this item. Hurry before it's gone. It actually truly makes me sick to my stomach a little bit because real gamers and real fans of these legacy brands like PlayStation, they're always the people getting the short end of the stick because everything has become about making money now. And yeah, I thought this was going to be a bad situation. I was thinking $2,000 probably. $4,500? That's truly insane. So in the comments below, let me know your thoughts and opinions on that. Now let's get into some Nintendo news. And Shigeru Miyamoto, at least I think it was him, I actually didn't read the article that much, but has came out and talked about the future of Nintendo using AI. And it seems like they're going to go a different direction. Nintendo Shigeru Miyamoto comments on AI in gaming, so I was right about it being him. As Shigeru Miyamoto himself puts it, Nintendo often goes in the opposite direction of its biggest competitors, and the same can be said for its position on AI. In a new interview with the New York Times, Miyamoto talked a bit about AI and its place in game development with Nintendo. Miyamoto noted that Nintendo isn't planning on using AI, pointing to the company's history of standing out from the crowd. I am a huge fan of what's going on here. This is in keeping with what the current Nintendo president previously said about AI, noting that it wanted to deliver value that cannot be created with technology alone. And yeah, I couldn't be happier to hear that. There's nothing wrong with AI inherently, and I think it can have benefits in the gaming world and in the modern world as well. I really think AI can make jobs easier and better and more efficient. One place where I'm not a big fan of AI is in the world of art, and I mean like video games, movies, television, books, actual art and paintings, writing, just that whole world. Because the best pieces of art truly come from within, they come from emotion, they come from passion. As smart as AI might be now or in the future, one thing it can never mimic is like actual experience. You know, people had to go through stuff for multiple decades to form an opinion about a certain subject, and then that always translates into the art that they're making. Nintendo is a company that's over 100 years old, and their products today truly show that, you know. There was a lot of failure, and from failure comes success. So, a company like Nintendo, I don't see AI really benefiting them, especially when they're not worried about keeping up with the current trends. They just want to make great games that are fun to play. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into a Switch 2 leak. And if this leak means what I think it means, I think it confirms backwards compatibility. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. Reverse engineering on Nintendo Switch firmware 18.0.0, which I think is the current update for the Switch, further reinforces retro compatibility for Switch 2. In the version of 18.0.0 of the firmware currently available on the Nintendo Switch, there are strings of code 1, 2, and 3, which contain instructions that indicate Nintendo's preparing its operating system to identify the compatibility of games between consoles. As explained by user Pokemaniac on Family Boards, specifically the update seems to have added support for a new type of mount point, basically a way of exposing system files to games classified as compat. Among some of the hypotheses, every time I read the word hypothesis or say it in my head, I feel like a scientist, raised by the user himself, for the extra strings are the following: higher quality graphics resources for the Switch 2, shader catches both for the developer and Nintendo itself, protection for certain critical Switch 2 files against piracy or emulator developers. He also speculates Nintendo might use unfiled file systems for cross-gen games, and they could be used to emulate the PlayStation and Xbox approach by making some files available contextually. And I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to see in the first year or 18 months of the Switch 2 being out. There's over 100 million Nintendo Switches sold. If Nintendo was only releasing games for the Switch 2, then sales would pretty much plummet. They would be non-existent. So they need to have the cross-gen option at least for the first 18 months of the Switch 2. So this is pointing towards that, as well as the Switch 2 being backwards compatible. And then in here it says there will also be higher quality graphic resources for the Switch 2. So maybe you put in a Switch game into your Switch 2, and it'll either be the option like they have on PS5 where you can get a free upgrade or pay $10 to upgrade the game, or maybe the games will just look better in the Switch 2 by default. This is all very exciting news. I believe Tokyo Game Show just started, so that will be going on for the next few days. Once that's over, there's nothing else going on, and I think that's when we will get the announcement that a Switch 2 reveal will be coming up very soon. I've seen a few leaks that are saying the first few weeks of October, and I've seen in another leak the other day that it has to happen before October 8th for some reason or another. So yeah, all signs are pointing to a reveal very, very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about all this information? Because your opinion matters most. In the comments below, as always, let me know what you guys are thinking. If you've made it this far, follow your boy on Instagram because that would be pretty cool. And you guys know me, I will see you soon with a new video. Peace out.